The air is thick with the stench of sweat, urine, and despair. The clamor of hundreds of voices assaults your ears. This is Nairobi Industrial Area Remand and Allocation Prison, a place where hope often withers and dies. Located in the heart of Kenya's bustling capital, it stands as a stark reminder of the dark underbelly of society. This isn't just a prison, it's a city within a city. Overcrowded, underfunded, and riddled with violence, it houses thousands of men and women. Each one carries their own story of despair, desperation, and the often harsh realities of life in Kenya. I've walked into many prisons around the world, but few have had the same chilling effect as this one. The sheer scale of human suffering is palpable. The weight of countless forgotten lives presses down. It's a place where the line between rehabilitation and punishment blurs. The prison was originally built to house a fraction of its current population. Now it's a crucible of human misery, a breeding ground for despair. In the coming sections, we will delve into the depths of this notorious institution. We will hear the stories of those who have lived within its walls. We will explore the harsh realities of daily life, the ever-present threat of violence, and the slim hopes for rehabilitation. This is not a journey for the faint of heart, but it is a journey that needs to be taken. The world needs to know what happens behind these walls. To understand industrial area remand, we must first journey back in time. This institution, like many across Africa, has its roots in colonialism. Built by the British Empire in the early 20th century, it was initially designed as a holding facility for those awaiting trial. The prison's very architecture reflects the oppressive nature of colonial rule. High walls, watchtowers, and cramped cells speak to a system designed to control and punish. Justice, under colonial rule, was often swift and brutal. The prison became a symbol of oppression, a place where dissent was silenced and the rule of law was often replaced with the law of the whip. Even after Kenya gained independence in 1963, the prison continued to bear the scars of its past. The legacy of colonial brutality lingered, casting a long shadow over the newly independent nation. The systems of control, the overcrowding, and the often dehumanizing treatment of prisoners remained. Today, while Kenya has made strides towards reform, the echoes of this dark history still resonate within the prison's walls. It's a stark reminder that the past is never truly gone. It shapes the present, influencing the lives of those who find themselves trapped within its grasp. Stepping inside industrial area remand is like entering a pressure cooker of human misery. The air is thick with the stench of sweat, urine, and despair. The cacophony of noise is overwhelming. Hundreds of inmates crammed into spaces designed for a fraction of their number. The overcrowding is suffocating, a breeding ground for disease and violence. Life here is a constant struggle for survival. Basic necessities like food, water, and medical care are scarce and often inadequate. Disease runs rampant, with tuberculosis, HIV/AIDS, and other illnesses preying on the weak and vulnerable. The walls themselves seem to weep with the sorrow of countless broken lives. The stories whispered in hushed tones speak of a brutal reality, a reality where violence is a way of life and the strong prey on the weak. Gangs rule the prison yards, enforcing their own brutal code of conduct. Guards, often overworked and underpaid, turn a blind eye to the violence or worse, participate in the brutality. In this unforgiving environment, even the smallest act of kindness can mean the difference between life and death. Each face in industrial area remand tells a story. Stories of poverty, desperation, and shattered dreams. Some are hardened criminals, guilty of heinous acts. Others are petty thieves caught in the cycle of poverty and crime. And then there are those who maintain their innocence, caught in a web of corruption and injustice. I spoke to Joseph, a young man accused of theft, his eyes filled with a haunting sadness. He claims he was falsely accused, caught in a system that favors the wealthy and connected. He dreams of clearing his name, of returning to his family and rebuilding his life. But hope is a fragile thing within these walls, easily crushed beneath the weight of despair. Then there's Mary, imprisoned for drug trafficking. She tells a story of economic hardship, of being forced to make impossible choices to feed her children. She speaks of regret, of the shame she carries, and the longing she feels for her family. These are just two stories among thousands, each one a testament to the human cost of a system that often fails to rehabilitate. Section 5. Desperate measures, tales of escapes and uprisings. The desire for freedom burns bright in industrial area remand. Over the years, there have been numerous attempts to escape this concrete jungle. Some have been successful, but many more have ended in failure, often with tragic consequences. In 2021, 3 men accused of terrorism staged a daring escape, highlighting the vulnerabilities of the prison's security. Their escape sparked a nationwide manhunt and led to the arrest of several prison guards accused of aiding their flight. This incident serves as a stark reminder of the challenges faced by authorities in maintaining control within this overcrowded and volatile environment. Riots, often fueled by deplorable living conditions, inadequate food, and rampant disease, are another grim reality. These eruptions of violence are a testament to the desperation that simmers beneath the surface, a powder keg waiting to explode. Section 6. The hangman's shadow echoes of a grim past. While Kenya has a de facto moratorium on capital punishment, the spectre of the death penalty still hangs heavy over industrial area remand. The prison was once the site of numerous executions, a grim reminder of a more brutal era. The last execution in Kenya took place in 1987, but the memory of those who met their end at the end of a rope still lingers. The gallows, although no longer in use, serve as a chilling reminder of the ultimate punishment, a stark symbol of the state's power over life and death. While the death penalty is no longer carried out, its legacy continues to cast a long shadow over the prison. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of places, there is always hope for change, for a more humane and just system of justice. Section 7. A glimmer of hope, rehabilitation amidst the ruins. In the face of such overwhelming despair, finding hope within the walls of industrial area remand can feel like searching for a flicker of light in a vast darkness. Yet even here, amidst the squalor and violence, glimmers of hope do exist. Small-scale rehabilitation programs, often spearheaded by NGOs and charitable organizations, offer inmates a chance to learn new skills, pursue an education, and even find solace in creative expression. These programs, while limited in resources and scope, provide a lifeline for those willing to grasp it. They represent a beacon of hope in an otherwise bleak landscape, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. However, these programs are often underfunded and struggle to reach the vast majority of inmates. The challenge lies in expanding these initiatives, in providing more opportunities for rehabilitation and reintegration into society. Section 8. Global comparisons, a world of incarceration. Industrial area remand is not an anomaly. It is, sadly, one among many prisons around the world grappling with issues of overcrowding, violence, and inadequate resources. From the slums of Kinshasa to the favelas of Rio de Janeiro, prisons often reflect the inequalities and injustices of the societies they serve. Makala Central Prison in Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo, stands as a chilling example. With an occupancy rate exceeding 400%, it's a breeding ground for disease and violence, mirroring many of the challenges faced in Nairobi. These institutions serve as stark reminders of the urgent need for prison reform on a global scale, a need to address the root causes of crime, to invest in rehabilitation rather than punishment, and to ensure that prisons uphold the basic human dignity of those within their walls. Section 9. A call to action, breaking the chains of injustice. This journey into the heart of Nairobi Industrial Area Remand Prison has been a harrowing one. We have witnessed firsthand the despair, the violence, and the often dehumanizing conditions that persist within its walls. But this is not a journey that should end with despair. This is a call to action. We must demand better from our justice systems, both in Kenya and around the world. We must advocate for increased funding for rehabilitation programs, for improved living conditions, and for a system that prioritizes the humanity of those within its care. We must remember that those incarcerated are not forgotten souls. They are fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters. They are human beings deserving of dignity, respect, and a chance at redemption. Let this be a catalyst for change, a spark that ignites a movement for justice and reform within our prisons. The time for action is now. The world is watching.